Welcome to this explainer, everyone. Today, we are exploring a fascinating cognitive transition that is literally rewiring how we interact with the internet. We're moving away from traditional search engines and straight into the arms of AI-driven, synthesized answers. And what's truly captivating about this? It's what this shift is actually doing to our brains. So we're going to look closely at the neuroscience behind this evolution, unpacking the biological drivers that make this new era of search so incredibly alluring.
Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. We're starting with the era of SEO. Then we'll move into the biology of overload, explore the power of synthetic search, examine the price of convenience, and finally, wrap things up with our conclusion.
Section 1. The era of SEO. So for decades, our digital lives were completely governed by SEO, or search engine optimization. And basically, this was the engineering of making content readable and relevant for algorithms. Success depended entirely on a hierarchical list of keywords and ranking links. It was essentially an ecosystem built on providing you a map, but then forcing you to walk the entire path yourself just to find the actual answer.
Think about what we're all so used to. A typical search results page, right? Just absolutely filled to the brim with sponsored links, meta descriptions, and competing choices. The sheer volume of data is staggering. In this traditional model, you, the user, are required to act as a digital librarian. You have to read the titles, evaluate the credibility of each source, and essentially place a bet on which link might actually hold the truth.
And it never stopped at page 1. That endless pagination offering millions of results creates an incredibly high cognitive load. Every single time you have to decide which link to click, you're experiencing mental friction. It's a surprisingly heavy biological cost just to find a simple piece of information.
This brings us to a really key bibliographic reference. Psychologist Barry Schwartz described this perfectly in his 2004 work on the paradox of choice. He noted that having too many choices can actually produce paralysis rather than freedom. With so many options, people find it incredibly difficult to choose anything at all. In the context of SEO, presenting the human brain with thousands of links actually generates anxiety, indecision, and a severe case of decision fatigue.
Which leads us to Section 2, the biology of overload.
To really understand this cognitively, we rely on Daniel Kahneman's famous dual processing theory. Traditional SEO essentially forces our brains to use System 2. Now, this system is slow, it's analytical, and it requires a ton of effort. Filtering through all those competitive links actually elevates our cortisol levels, the stress hormone, which leads straight to decision fatigue. But on the flip side, we have System 1. This system is fast, it's intuitive, and operates on very low effort. It absolutely thrives on cognitive fluency and rewards us with hits of dopamine.
The contrast here is stark. You have the exhausting System 2 desperately searching for links versus the effortless System 1 just kicking back and receiving a synthesized answer. The crucial takeaway is that artificial intelligence reduces the mental cost of searching. And the ultimate rule of thumb for the human brain? Well, the lower the effort required to process information, the higher our tendency to simply trust and accept the answer.
Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman scientifically anchored this idea in 2011, stating that our evolutionary imperative is to minimize energy expenditure in exchange for immediate informational resolution. Basically, our biology naturally craves these energy-saving shortcuts. We are completely hardwired to prefer the path of least cognitive resistance.
Section 3. Let's talk about the power of synthetic search.
So say goodbye to SEO and hello to GEO. Generative Engine Optimization. Let's make this concept crystal clear. Unlike SEO, which ranks links, GEO is the optimization for large language models. It prioritizes semantic relevance and synthesizes direct answers. It doesn't hand you a map, it just teleports you directly to your destination. The AI acts as your personal consultant, digesting the entire internet and just handing you the conclusion. Now, different AI tools build a powerful system of persuasion by triggering different neurocognitive responses. We can break this down didactically. For instance, Perplexity uses verified authority and citations to reduce our uncertainty. ChatGPT uses executive synthesis to keep us comfortably in that effortless System 1. Gemini employs empathetic storytelling to create a genuine emotional connection. And Copilot integrates directly into our workflow for ultimate efficiency. They all perfectly emulate authority and security.
As academics Argarwal and Rajkumar noted in their 2024 research, this transition fundamentally alters digital visibility through algorithmic synthesis.
Because these models prioritize sources that offer factual security and structure, they feed our brain exactly what it wants, a single, undebated truth that requires absolutely zero mental friction to digest.
Section 4. The price of convenience.
Look, when we accept an algorithm's synthesized answer as the absolute truth simply because it saves us mental energy, ethical challenges inevitably arise. We start granting the AI what's known as algorithmic authority, and this leads to cognitive outsourcing. We aren't just letting the machine find the data anymore, we're letting it think for us. This creates a cognitive enclosure, which is essentially an abandonment of confronting different sources. Ultimately, this poses a serious risk to our own decision-making autonomy. And scholars like Nicholas Carr and Clay Shirky have been warning us about this for years. We are witnessing the outsourcing of not just data collection, but the judgment of truth itself. When we skip the confrontation of information, when we stop cross-referencing and debating multiple sources just because the AI's answer feels so cognitively fluent, we seriously risk becoming what Carr calls the superficial generation.
Section 5. Conclusion.
So, what does this all mean for us? Well, the ultimate challenge we face as focused learners and digital citizens is finding a balance. How do we preserve our human autonomy, our critical thinking, and our ability to see the whole picture, while still utilizing the undeniably alluring dopaminergic convenience of algorithmic synthesis? It's a real tightrope walk between efficiency and intellectual independence.
We have taken quite a journey today. We've evolved from that high-cortisol, choice-paralyzing traditional SEO paradigm, the one demanding heavy System 2 processing, straight into the low-friction, high-dopamine new GEO paradigm, running smoothly on System 1. But we must always keep an eye on those ethical challenges of cognitive enclosure and the real risk to our autonomy.
Now, I want to explicitly state that the deep concepts, clear definitions, and didactic frameworks we've explored today are derived from a brilliant course conclusion work, a TCC, in Neuroscience, Consumption, and Marketing. This research was conducted by Leandro Neves at PUCRS Online in 2026. His work brilliantly maps this entire territory on the neuroscience of GEO and search behavior. Which leaves us with one final, vital question to ponder. As we move further into this era of generative engine optimization, will the dopaminergic comfort of quick AI answers atrophy our human capacity to question the world beyond the algorithm's code? It is absolutely a future we are all navigating together. Keep questioning, keep learning, and thank you so much for joining me on this explainer.